What's good? You rocking with your boys are all rights reserved. Now we're going to get into more detail on the individual that has been exceedingly celebrating at the fact he's going to go down there and meet Cleo from Canada, from what I allegedly understand, on the.TV. You rocking with your boys are all rights reserved. Hashtag CommenterNation. Hit that like button and let's get into it. On the.TV. Now, I've seen you've been posting consistently on this type of scenario. Matter of fact, what you do on Instagram is you post photos and you put up inquisitive matters dealing with superstars. Since then, you've pulled down the Tentacion one and you've been saying that you're very excited to go meet Cleo, which I guess in the nature of the situation going on and what you've been posting dealing with certain superstars, that would be an exciting matter. But what I want to ask is, does that mean that what you were posting is credible? If it's not, tell me. I won't even, after this video, I won't have nothing else to say about it. This is SueUK. Shout to SueUK. We're going to give respect to you by mentioning factors you spoke of. Now, here's my thing with OnTheDotTV's choice and how he went about the matter. I get that you're going to meet someone credible. They reached out to you, said, hey, I like your work. I want to see it. But my question is, if you can be swayed because someone wants to meet you or they want to speak to you, what morals lie in what you posted and things I've seen? I actually have watched your Instagram for a little bit myself, read through it and went through some of the other videos I saw, and I really like what you had going on. I like the different factors you mentioned, how you did a comparison of photos, but at the same time, seeing that something so small has persuaded you to remove that media, did she ask you or did you do it yourself? That's my only question. I have no deep criticism about it. If you're very excited to go meet her, I got respect for it, but I wanted to know the credibility of it. Was I supposed to disregard what you posted, or was I supposed to take it with a grain of salt? Either way, you can let me know. You can hop in the comments and speak about it. But I have commenters that have watched you for a long time, and they were confused about why you did this. Part of why SueUK mentioned it to me, she said, was this guy telling the truth? Was he reaching for something? Or did he not mean to post something as he did? Is he long credible because he did this, because someone reached out to him? Now, I want to say I've had several people reach out to me, but it hasn't changed my narrative of the situation. I could have did the same thing, pulled down the videos, started cheering and dancing, but I didn't. Some of the invitations I did not accept because I know where my media is going to, and I'm objective about it. I'm examining a situation and putting it out there because when you have a cohesion of witnesses, investigation, and people who, let's say, we thought were credible, reaching out and saying different things, I'll conversate with them. I don't have an issue with that. We'll go over information, but I do not use that to deduce the different things that I find and question. So one of your fans, who is also part of CommenterNation, was just curious, what do you have really going on? Did you mean the things you said? In retrospect, I think this is a fair question, being that you are someone of influence and people look to you for these type of thought-provoking posts you do on Instagram, and you've made a very big name for yourself. So are we still on the dot, or are we moving to a different caliber of business? That's what I need to know. I need to understand this so I can know how serious to take the things you post. And that's part of what we're trying to do. We're trying to understand everybody that has posted on it, that has mentioned it. You have a lot of different superstar things. So am I to think if any of these superstars at any point in time reached out to you and wanted to give respects for the removal, would that be the case in the direction you take? Or would that just be a moment that you say, okay, well, I'm going to still post what I post? You have a lot of different fans that like what you do, that respect what you do. That is why I say what I say, because it's very important for us to understand the narrative you lead us down, and the type of information that I'm receiving is credible in nature. I like the fact that, you know, you at least publicly said you're excited to see her. You didn't hide that. You didn't hide the fact that you were going to be around her. You kind of just put it into perspective. Hey, I'm about to go see Cleo. You pulled it down. You're like, I'm so excited. You're giving her the respect that Tentacion would like to see for his mother. I like that. I like that you're able to do that. But at the same time, it does not take away the fact that we lost one of the largest stars in the game to an unfortunate situation by jealousy, in my opinion. Do they not deserve justice because people are jealous? They have some type of player hatred in their heart, or they're targeting this person because of the credibility that they've built in the rap game? Is this fair to them? Is this right? I'm trying to understand where to draw the line between media and individuals who don't want certain media to go out. Is media supposed to be controlled? Are we supposed to let these people sway our minds with anything that's beyond business? This is just a meet and greet from what I understand, from what I'm seeing. So if it's just a meet and greet, why go through all the hassle, all the public notoriety? Are you helping her build up her business profile and her presence? That would be smart. That would be a smart thing for Cleo. As we know, she is a businesswoman, so she could be talking about future business with you. I've gotten very close in nature, never spoke to her myself. I've been in situations where I could have easily tried to reach out to her, but ultimately I'm doing this for her well-being, to get justice for her son. What I don't understand is, how would that bother her? How would that be of some type of threat to her and anything she has going on? That's the only part I don't understand. And if it's not to her, take that, what I just said, with a grain of salt. The same way, we're taking what posts you put up. But ultimately, what we need to do is understand the business motives, the business mindset of a lot of other individuals on media that are doing this. I spoke with Diamonds Live. I get where he's coming from. I get he's just revealing the things he understands. I believe he knows more, but I don't believe he's being paid off by Cleo. I believe he has influence off of her presence and who she is compared to what Tentacion meant to him. I can understand that. It's his mother. Respect his mother. But what I'm not getting is when people pull things down and try and erase it because someone said something. I'm going to say that now. That is not my motives. The different series we did, that's going to be there. I do not plan to have it go away. I do not plan to get rid of it. Even if I met with these individuals, it was a discussion objectively, and that's why I stay objective, because there's many different perspectives that can be taken on what we talk about. There's many different ideologies that can be placed to understand the full information that we're doing. They actually had a classic blasting, but they weren't blasting it loud enough, and he's driving too weird. Now he's a distance away trying to let it blast. No, keep going. Sorry, you did it wrong. But here's what I'm going to say. I really, really like the different things that other media personalities are doing, but you got to give respect to the originals that are doing it for real. I am one of the individuals doing it for real. The rest of you kind of did it to get views and kept it moving. Diamonds Live been huge. I don't think he does it just for views, because he gets his views regardless of what he talks about. That is why we built this standard the same way. That is how I built mine. I could do any type of story. I'm going to still get the views through. But what we're doing is discussing things as they happen. Remember, that's what I said is going to happen. And as I seen the investigators release the video, there's many different parts of it and pieces I bring out, because I personally do not find credibility in what they've released. I also don't see where they did not edit. And that's my thing. There's a lot of different parts I see potential editing in, let alone the videos they've shown and the fact that they've tried hard to avoid showing these witnesses. And it leads actually to one of the theories that I had on the witness in the first place. Remember, I told you, it's not always what you say, it's what you don't say. It's not what you show me, it's what you don't show. If you were objective, you would have showed the whole video, you would have let it run through and let people make a decision for themselves if you chose to show it in the first place. And that's another part of why I said you shouldn't show the video, because I knew some genius that was there in the office was going to say, let's just show this and this and everything will be good. Let's just keep people quiet. That's not going to work. If anything, you just made things more inquisitive and you've built motive for an edit, let alone the fact that you're shaky. You're shaky in how you're doing things. You're shaky in the investigation. You didn't follow how everything was supposed to go, collecting the DNA evidence to prove a murder by DNA or some type of evidence that wasn't found during the bill of information route when you were indicting these men. That's very shaky. And that's very suspect because it leads to motive that you randomly found evidence, but you weren't looking thorough enough to find it in the first place before you spent all the tax dollars in Florida to go on a manhunt. That is a very weird thing. I've never seen you do it. You usually ask the public for help. You didn't reach out and ask the public for help. Matter of fact, when people reached out recently, you literally told them we're not accepting information. Now, how weird is that? And how off base is that compared to what you normally do? I'm asking you because sensibly, it leads to a perspective that someone else has inner motives there. But back to OnTheDotTV, I don't get why you pulled everything down if you truly wanted to expose something or speak on something. And now it just seems that larger media moguls are falling into the hands of people that want certain media out and not. The media is not to be controlled. The media is strictly off of opinion, interaction, but I add objectivity because I'm not accusing anyone. I'm bringing up curious factors that need to be discussed, asking questions, interacting with my commenters, bringing out different things they want to be known so I'm able to speak and show them, and commenter recognition tags their name to show that it is their ideology being placed into the video. So I'm giving the credit to them. This is what needs to be done. This is the future of business. Everyone needs to start doing it. And that should potentially build a stronger format of interaction between credible individuals. But ultimately, there's still going to be people that want to sway media and move it how they want it to move. So I'm hoping you're not a part of this. I'm hoping you had good reason why you took it down. So you can hop in here and let us know what's going on. I got more coming. And you know how I rock. All rights reserved.